Hey guys, Frankie James from Chirping Pucks Podcast.
I mean, I don't know what he's got going on.
Don't beat me up this time, all right?
All right, don't you know, and we are back. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Oh, a little extended balls there. Frankie James, host of Chirping Pucks Podcast. It feels good to be back. It feels real good. I took rest of February off. You know, we're getting a little bit of health issues, but we were getting through it. And what way to bring the show back on a good Wednesday. What a great guest too, by the way. Can't wait to get him in here. Our good friend Pat Bernard of Devereux Sports. Can't wait. I'm pumped up. Pat's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, and we're excited to talk to him. But before we do, Chirping Pucks, give us a follow on all of our social medias: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. And listen, we got the man who knows a little thing about TikTok, so we'll be talking to him about that as well. Make sure you follow us. We're really excited about continue to grow the social medias and the website. Yeah, I put some time in the website. Big shout out to Brian for starting it. He set me up, and I was able to kind of get things going. So it's a whole new website. You know, everything looks a little bit different now on there. Check it out. Chirpingpucksmedia.com. Go over there and check it out. We're live on there right now as well. A little bit of puck drop intro. So, obviously, we got to update people what we have going on. Of course, we have our showcase. We've been talking about it left and right. June 12th, 13th, and 14th. Make sure everybody comes down there. We got one spot left. One spot. We have a team that, unfortunately, we're doing a merger, which we'll announce later on. One team left. Let's get you in there. Let's absolutely get you in there. And of course, we want to plug our wonderful sponsors. We got JD Pool and Spa. We got, of course, Pro Edge Hockey Analytics. We got the handyman himself, Coach Patrev Handyman. Just all good stuff. And we've also announced that recently, this is a new thing that we're going to be doing, is the Hockey Players Unite Small Business of the Month. This is something I'm really, really proud about and excited about. On the website, you'll see this, and it will bring you right to the contact info. If you have a small business within the community, reach out to us. Send us an email. We want to feature you for the month on the website, and we will also, write an article about your business and kind of just feature you. We're all about growing, and we're going to continue to do that for the hockey community. Not only we're also looking for some additional crew members, some chirpers. We're seeking some hockey journalists, photographers, and videographers for the showcase, which is a paid position, and some podcast hosts. I'm looking to have bring back on another co-host, and we'll see what happens. But some great incentives that also come with that. So make sure you reach out to us. And all this is on the website for you to check out, chirpingpucksmedia.com. I think that's going to do it for our puck drop intro. Now let's not waste any time. We got our good man down there, and look, he's pumped. I'm looking at him down there, and my man is pumped, and we're going to get him in here. The founder of Devereux Sports. It's about to go full throttle. It's already well known. Okay, it's already a well known entity, but it was sleeping for a little bit. Took a little break, so that Pat could do a couple of the projects. And when one thing ends, you always know to go back home. And we're going to talk about that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the man who never sleeps, the TikToker of all TikTokers, the man who will tell you to trade them all and then will tell you that how much he loves that team, the one and only Pat Bernard.
Thank you for the intro. I like to give long and duplicated intros, but I don't think I can top that one.
It's a good intro. And speaking of intro, we got Pat Bernard on here. Make sure you give Pat a follow on Devereux Sports on his TikTok. We'll make sure that we put that stuff out there, and we'll make sure we plug that. But Pat, right off the bat, dude, I always say it, you're one of my favorite people in the media. You're one of my good friends. But I want to touch on one thing real quick, because you do a lot of content. You're doing a lot of content. But breaking news: this is the first time you've been interviewed.
That's true.
And I'm honored.
Well, I appreciate it. I've done thousands of interviews. My biggest one I've done was Mickey David Mickey Evans, who directed the Sandlot movie.
Really?
Of course, yes. I've interviewed him. Believe it or not, just a quick little note on him that he is a local guy from Erie, PA. And the story is that he moved out to California, had earned respect of the children of his neighborhood. He eventually did. So that's what he took that to the big screen, and that's what it was. So I interviewed him. All the Philly heads around here are a good buddy, Jason Martinez, and so forth.
Shout out to Jason.
Yeah, that's my dude. So
good stuff. Okay, hold on 1 second. So Pat is also a host of a show, and we were talking off air just about how easy it can be to get back in that hosting role, and he just hit 2 words of the transition as if he was hosted. That's why I stopped him right there. Dude, I love it. This is gonna be a good show. And that's the great thing about live shows is that this is Pat's first time doing interviewing, so Pat's always very excited to do content and do shows and talk sports. So it was just really, really, really cool. And once again, I'm really grateful to have Pat on the show. We had a comment checking in. The man, the myth, the legend, Rico Breeze. Rico Breeze is in the chat. Make sure you follow that YouTube. We got some good projects me and Rico have been working on. Rico, thanks for checking in. Really appreciate it. But doing what we do with podcasting, talking sports, it all starts somewhere, brother. And love of the game goes sports. We're going to kick it off with this. And I just want to kind of hear your take on how like the love for sports and like how like it kind of got into when you started loving the game and what was that sport that kind of really drove you to have the love for sports, brother?
Well, it's funny because you and I just talked off air, kind of like finding out that we're both from the Northeast Philly. Find out we went to rival high schools, but nonetheless, I grew up by the Tacony Bridge. And so that's all we did. It was play sports. I mean, it was everyone was out there playing football, hockey, basketball, baseball, soccer, lacrosse. I mean, everything was going on. And believe it or not, I mean, like me and my friends would just do like a lot of dumb backyard wrestling.
I know that about you. I've seen some clips of you doing a little backyard wrestling. I don't know if you know, but I did a little training myself.
Yes,
not backyard, but when I was 15, I was trained by a little shout out. I talked to him earlier, outpatient Scotty Ice and Steve the teacher.
My man, Scotty Ice.
OP Scotty Ice. He was my trainer back in the day. I was actually just talking to him yesterday. He actually got me to play a little bit of hockey. He helped me get on the judge team. I didn't know you knew Scott.
Yeah, me and Scott. Ask Scott. He knows me. We're good friends. I'll tell you what, Scott. I'll keep it. You know me. I keep it as being as much as I can.
Yeah.
Scotty Ice gave me the best advice about pro wrestling. Still to this day.
Really?
Still to this day, he gave me the best. And if I were to do a wrestling podcast, I would tell the same person the same thing. He gave me, 22 years ago. That is the. What's up, Dave? Dave
Melandro checking in. Show is awesome so far. Thanks, bro. I love it, man.
He gave me the best advice, and which is when you're working a veteran, you keep your mouth closed and your ears open, and you won't get hurt. And keep your head down and do your job. So, and then I'll tell you what, that's been the best advice since day one.
I love that. And
shout out to him.
I'll tell you this, and he told me the same thing, and he also told me a story about a veteran wrestler and named William Regal.
Yes,
who was in the ring, and a guy who was didn't pay his dues yet. Was telling Regal what he was going to be doing. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And they go in for a grapple. William Regal popped his arm right out, popped his elbow right out.
Yeah, same story he told me.
Dude, that's so funny, dude. Oh my, that's incredible. I love that. And big shout out to Scott. He's a good hockey guy too. Scott actually got me into playing. I was just getting ready to go into Father Judge and one of his good friends, the Plymouth family. Coach Plymouth was my varsity assistant coach. So just like a little bit of connection right there. But back to like the love of the game of sports, man. So you mentioned a lot of sports that you like always were playing, and it's kind of funny because you cover every sport. I know this is a hockey show, but you cover, you write about, you love every sport. Was there any sports that you played besides backyard wrestling that that you liked or had another kind of type of interest in?
It was just hockey. I mean, I love playing street football, playing all those ball games, but hockey's unique because and I'll tell you why. A lot of people laugh at this. I can't skate to save my life. I can't. You put me on skates, I'm look like what's that dude's name from Mighty Ducks who can't skate? You know,
Oh
get a
yeah,
hell of
yeah,
a
yeah. Mendoza, Mendoza, yeah. I get
yeah.
you.
He
I bet
has,
you I can be skating in 2 hours. I can have you skating in 2 hours.
my man has a incredible slap shot, but just couldn't skate to save his life. But that was me. I just could not skate to save my life, and so I just never even went for it. So, but you know, it is in the gene system because my boys, anytime we get around a playground that has a hockey rink in it, they're looking to hop in there and want to play a little bit.
I love that, dude. I could definitely have you skating. I'm 100%. We should. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Honestly, let's get some comments in there, boy. Who wants to see Pat get on the ice? We'll get them beside something. If we get Pat 100 followers in the 24 hours, 100 followers on his YouTube channel, we're gonna plug that. And then we're gonna get him on the ice for a little content. But dude, it's the sports world is it's given us some great opportunities, not only as fans. I mean, we've cried, we've laughed, we've cheered. The stuff, and you're a man. Let me tell you something. People in the media, they focus on like one sport. Not just because how easy it could be just to cover one sport. It's all focused on there, and that's it. But you're covering everything, and we're gonna transition into like a little bit of the media stuff. But your favorite sport. Would you say is hockey? I mean, or would you
It's
say
hockey.
is it hockey? I love that hockey guy.
Yeah, I know. If I can, first of all, shout out to my man Al Safiri, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been in this business. As far as being,
He wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here. No, I wouldn't be here.
First, gotta thank Al, man. Al, and not to cut you off there, brother, but I mean, and of course you can always plug Big Al. Al brought me on to grow the hockey program within Edge Affiliate Sports, and unfortunately things didn't work out. But he gave me the greatest gift in the whole wide world, and that's my Chirping Pucks logo. And I always tell him how grateful I am for that logo. But with you and I, where you and I kind of connected at, because we were both within the same crew. It's funny because I didn't even get to do one show. I didn't even get to do one show, man.
And it's crazy because, like I said, that guy, he will never tell you. He'll never give himself any credit. But he's a hard worker. He'll definitely go above and beyond for you, and he did that for me. He did that for anyone. He cares. He cares about a lot of people, and like I said, he reached out to me. Like the first thing I asked him, like when I found out Edge Affiliate Sports had credentials and they were looking for writers, I said, "Who's covering the lacrosse here for our teams?" He goes, "You want to cover lacrosse? Why lacrosse?" I said, "I just want to give it a whirl." And that was my first break in, and I wanted to cover a Wings game.
Media, I love it when it's shot.
And I met Dave, who just chimed into the show. That was another guy who kind of took me under his wing. But this was a brand new world to me. Meeting a bunch of people who I got to meet, and I talked about on the radio, listened to on the radio, and here I am in the same room as them. So I just find it unique, and I just find, like I said, wow, this, again, I always tell Al, thank you for you opened up the door for me, and I went above and beyond for him, and he'll tell you the same thing. We went above and beyond for wanting to help each other out. Like I said, met a great, a lot of good people in the media.
Speaking of media, real quick, if you don't mind, and we did a great segue there, leading right into it, and that's in the man of the media, because not only is Pat doing a bunch of creating great content, but he is a man of the media. He's been credentialed in the media for some time now. Great stuff with the Philadelphia Union. It was probably one of my favorite writers and guys that cover the Philadelphia Union besides Dave. I mean, you're right there. I only usually look for your stuff. But one thing about Dave I want to mention, the show's for Pat, not for me, but I do just want to do a mention. Today is the 3 years ago today, we launched Chirping Pucks Podcast. We rebranded it from Frank the Tank, thank you, buddy, into Chirping Pucks Podcast, which essentially led to where we are now with Chirping Pucks Media. And it was Dave. I had a conversation with Dave because I wanted to get back into writing, and I was thinking about where I wanted to go, and he was just like, "Dude, why don't you just do your own thing? Like, why go looking for something else? Why don't you just do your own thing? And that's when I decided to launch Chirping Pucks Media. And I mentioned on the show earlier, we are starting to cover the sports and the events that we do, and we the blog portal is open, so we'll be starting to write again, and a lot of that has to do with Dave. It was 2:30 in the morning after him and I just got done bare knuckle boxing a couple of years ago, and he was able to get me in a fight scene. Me and Dave were there all night long, and Dave was you want to talk about a workhorse? He will go from game to game. There is nobody that besides he's probably one. I mean, honestly, how you work your ass off. Dave goes from here to here.
I know.
The Union's at 2 o'clock and it's his third game already. I was like, what did you cover early in the morning? Oh, there's a badminton tournament over at the local area. I'm uncovering it, bro. I'm like, no, dude, let's go, dude. You cover it all.
Yeah, but, I'll never forget the first time. Again, he was the first person I met, really inside the media. Met him there, met him at the Union games, hung out with Dave. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he like again took me under his wing. Because this is the first time I'm covering NCAA, lacrosse at the link.
Yeah, weren't you, Pat?
What's that?
You were in New York as well for.
I was just there last March. I'm looking to go up there this March for March Madness.
Tell us, actually, like if you wanted to do a quick rundown, you don't have to dissect them, but run down where you've been able to cover.
I mean, I've covered Villanova basketball. I've covered, up there for March Madness last year. I covered, NCAA lacrosse. I've covered the Philadelphia Wings, Philadelphia Union. I've been on the road for the Wings. I went up to Rochester, New York, covered up there. I got a little taste of their media and
the man of the media. I was just getting breaking news over here. Little Shefty Jr. now. Here we go. Let me tell you something. The ladies
are going crazy.
I love that. There, brother. You've been, and I want to say something real quick if you don't mind. Like,
sure.
I remember the first time that you and I got to meet, dude, and I remember just giving you a big hug and just a huge fan right away. And I want to say something, that I mean this when I say it, like the dedication that you have to Philadelphia sports and given your opinion and your take, like you are the epitome and the definition of giving back to the fans. Not many people can pull off that really fan perspective and cover the team at the same time. It's usually strictly journalists. This is how we carry ourselves, but you have an unbelievable way of delivering content to a fan base from a fan, but also still giving the professional aspect of it. I think that you're one of the best around in many, many different ways. And I'll tell you this just to add on there. I know that you recently, went back to Devereux, went back home to Devereux, where it all started, and where you recently were, a major loss, a major loss on their end, and they're eventually going to see that, especially with things that coming on here, and the things that you're going to continue to do with Devereux. I know that they probably don't watch this show because they don't really watch real good things and real good takes and good hockey and stuff like that. They're too busy focusing on filling time slots and putting people in the wrong position. Listen, you live and learn. Just like the Flyers did sometimes. You let go of a player a little bit too early when you should have probably held on to them, and that will come back and bite him in the ass. And I'm looking forward to it. And we'll touch on more of that later on because we're not done with that yet. That being said, we're going to pull the comments out real fast, and then we're going to get back to our guy here. And listen, we got one of our guys right here. Main man, Big Joe Hal. Thanks for checking in, brother. And of course, Big Al. Big Al, love the background. Looks really good. And once again, Al checks in. Nobody knows how to flip flop like Pat. All jokes aside, great guy. And Al, we were just talking about that kind of when when you had brought me on, and once again, you gave me the greatest gift ever in my logo. But we were talking about Pat. Pat and I were talking about this off air, which just Pat has a certain way of delivering and the way he kind of does a show. And one of the goals was I want to work with Pat. And I've been able to go on shows with Pat. Pat always has me on now. And now, Al, you know that as well. Pat's one of my favorite people to work with. And I don't care who's barking down the door. Hey, NHL.com has me. Hey, we want you to come on and cover Flyers. Let me tell you something. Chirping Pucks Media, Chirping Pucks Podcast is a proud affiliate with Pat Bernard. And you got
appreciate that.
That's of mine. All right. Everybody knows that. I do my Flyers talk with Pat Bernard. And If you listen, I will say, if anybody does want me to come on, you got to give Pat $100. But comments are flowing in here. Ricky is watching.
What's up,
He's
Ricky?
just letting us know.
That's my guy right there. And then listen, that's my man. Like I said, that's my man Al, though. Like, all jokes aside, like, we like to break each other's stones, but he, like I said, man, if it wasn't for him, like you said, you and I wouldn't even have a friendship. So I gotta give that guy kudos. I mean, he's a really good dude. He's always looked out for me. We've always, he was always trying to steer me in the right direction, even before I came to Edge Affiliate Sports. And then what he did, and I just want to do the best I can in the media. Like, I met so many people. I met movie stars, movie directors. It's wild. It's just the thing that people.
Bernard. They met you.
Well, I don't know about.
I remember when I first met Al. I remember when I first met Al, and I just moved to
Delco.
Delco.
Oh, she's great.
When I met Al, Al's a man. So Al was doing a show over at Dolan's, who does the show over there. And I just bought the house in Delco. I was like, you know what? I haven't been out yet. Let me go over. And I brought my camera, and here I come. I come walking in, and he's doing a show. And we were chit-chatting for a little bit, did some pictures and stuff like that. But it was so cool to finally get a chance to meet him. Al does a great job, dude. Not many people can pull off the one-man show. Al has such good delivery, and not to mention, he's got pipes, dude. Like, he could do a sponsor.
I gotta
baby.
Bite my tongue.
I love it. This is Chirping Pucks, man. But yeah, for the most part, everybody, like, he always had good people around him.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? But then,
No, like I said, he's a tremendous man. He's good. Like I said, I love that guy. But like I said, man, this has been a blast. Like, I went from pro wrestling. I got a phone call from the WWE back in 2010, and I retired from the business because right there I was on my honeymoon. I was looking at my wife. I'm like,
shout out.
Yeah, I said, this is the WWE on the phone. So I turned I turned my wife because, and that was it. So, a lot of my friends call me an idiot, but it's all right because, in WWE, it's not like there's another, major team you can go to. There's only like pretty much one at the time in 2010 you could be at. So make that roster. And like, I know a lot of guys then didn't know how to work a 9 to 5. So, but anyway, it's just wild. So I told myself, what am I going to do? What am I going to, and, sports podcasting, I want to be the first of it. I want to be, everybody want to do a 4-for-4 show. And I don't want to be like that. After I got invested into the union and lacrosse, I said, I'm going to shine those other sports to light. And I know a guy who used to be part of one of the big wigs. And he told me, it's funny because he told me never started an episode with Flyers podcast, and an all broadcast partner of mine, he'll tell you the same story. I said, you sit there and watch my numbers go up, and I'm going to start the same show with Flyers talk. You want, and our numbers, middle of summer, with nothing going on.
Who that was? I mean, this is the Chirping Pucks podcast. Like, it's up to you, of course, but feel free. I'd love to know who that was and whether.
I'll tell you off air. He was from a big wig network. But he told me to never start a Philadelphia sports conversation with Flyers hockey. And I said, this is middle of July with nothing going on. I said, I want you to watch those numbers go sky high. Are you ready? And I proved them wrong. And he said, it came out of his mouth. He proved me wrong. I said, I told you. Because where he comes from.
Somebody else quote that from wrestling? We're not the same.
Nah. So where he comes from, they're not allowed to talk hockey. So, but I said, I'm different. Yeah. I said, I'm a different breed. But now all of a sudden they're starting to going to touch words with hockey.
Oh, they're talking about hockey now, huh? Well, welcome to the show, boys. I mean, and once again, 22 minutes in, the show's already flying by. We got our good friend Pat Bernard on. First time he's on Chirping Pucks. I mean, he's been a affiliate, a friend of Chirping Pucks for some time now. Make sure you follow Pat Bernard on his social media, Devereux Sports, on his TikTok. We will have all those links in the comments. Really great to have Pat Bernard on here. Before we get into our next segment, I want to just touch on a little bit about the podcast and some of the way that you do things, and once again, so glad that you're back at home with Devereux Sports, where you have the full content control to do what you want and put your beliefs of what you think is going to work for your network. Because you're doing things that nobody else is doing. I mean, I've been in 6 years now in the media, and obviously with Chirping Pucks Media. I mean, I'm getting up at 9 o'clock in the morning to join you for live TikTok. I mean, you're live at 12 a.m. Giving content, just different content. Like people are like, Pat Bernard, we're sick of you. Guess what? I'm not going anywhere. Pat Bernard's not going anywhere, guys. And speaking of going anywhere, one of the best decisions that could have been made is that he not left, unfortunately. I'm not gonna get too much into the details of that, but big loss from that former crew. You got to know what a talent is and what they bring. Okay, good, because now we're a flying eagle. Okay, Pat Bernard Soren being able to do exactly what he wants to do, and people will watch, and he'll start. The owner of that program or whatever it is will sit there as he's going through his notes, writing and saying, all right, what's our next move? Got to fill this time slot. Hold on, that's my ass here for them do that here. Here we go. And next thing you know, we're halfway through the show. I have to get him on here for a good debate. Actually, you know what? Good idea, actually. Matt, Sports Network, right?
No,
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about me. Like what time? Because like I said, I'm up late.
I'm talking about you, but I'm starting to direct it now towards real quick. I just want to throw this out there for the shorts. Matt likes to talk hockey. He's he's a founder of It's a Wrap Sports Network. Likes a good debate. Really does a good big debate guy. He loves to prove the people wrong. I'd love to have you on and me and you debate in hockey, and we're gonna have Pat Bernard mediate that. Now Pat Bernard is going to be the mediator of Chirping Pucks, and love to have a good debate with you. Let the fans decide, and the loser of that debate, which will be from the fans, donates $100 to a charity of your choice. Just a little fun charity. Fun debate, something that you love. You're a hockey guy. I'm a hockey guy. You ref. I've played, and I think it'll be a good conversation. So reach out to me, and we'll maybe we'll do a little collab, and you can come on Chirping Pucks, and we'll do a good debate for charity. Which who doesn't love charity? Moving on from that, I want you to talk a little bit about you and what started the up late great content that you do. When did that idea come?
It's like I said, I just want to, because I look at it for me. Like I said, I'm not. For me, I look at it like this. Sports are on from 7 o'clock until 9. 7 p.m. on, just about midnight. So for me, I look at it like I want to stay away from those time frames. This is what goes through Frankenstein's mind. I like to not go there. I like to, like I said, I try to stay away from that time zone. So I like to go like Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. That was my first move. That's been my time slot for, like I said, I like to work in there because I looked at it. It's game day. It's game day. I figure it's the best time to go. That to me has been, but then I saw, Friday nights, Friday nights at midnight. I know there's, I'm taking for myself. I'm a middle-aged guy. I know a lot of my friends are middle-aged.
Absolute beauty. And absolute fire you are, brother.
And I just look at it like, hey, listen, maybe there's someone out there who wants to just chill the night and wants to listen to good old Philly sports talk. And that's the way I try to deliver. And then I look, and now all of a sudden, now Wednesdays at 4 a.m. I'm running at 4 a.m. So
Wednesday at 4 a.m. Pat Bernard.
Yeah.
Wednesday at 4 a.m. And nobody's doing it like Pat Bernard. Once again, we got Pat Bernard on here, Devereux Sports. Just absolute great shows. I mean, you're getting the schedule, and we'll make sure that we post out his schedule. He's doing incredible things on TikTok. Just one of the best around. Does it the right way. It doesn't matter if there's 12 people or 400 people on his show. He's the integrity that Pat has, which is what makes me he's one of my favorite people, like media wise, is that he has just incredible integrity. He's delivering a product to the fans. It's not about like, oh well, I like to talk about this because this is my favorite. No, he's the best fan beat writer ever. And like I said, it's very difficult to combine the both. Like either you're too fanning, you're asking for pictures with the boys, or you're not, showing that fan perspective and you're too biased. Pat has a perfect combination of both. And make sure you follow and check out his show. What he gives. Yeah, Pat.
I just pretty much been knowing this almost 10 years now. Of potting, of doing Devereux and all that stuff. I made it a push. Me and my friends kind of grew up together, saying that like what can bring us back, and we figured sports podcasting would do that. Would bring us back to the old neighborhood, having that old conversations like we used to you used to have on your patio with your neighbor. We want to bring that kind of delivery back. Now, unfortunately, 3 years ago now, wow, I lost a good friend of mine who passed away, who helped me create Devereux Sports. So, but like I said, we worked with Edge of Philly Sports, and worked with It's a Wrap with Matt and Al and all those guys, man. Like it was a good ship, and then and now, hey, was that me that went off? I think that was my pants, but Matt, Mike, Freddie, all those guys, man. I worked with a lot, now my Pittsburgh crew, people. I got, a lot, like I said, I loved working with a lot of different people in the media, got to know a lot of different, but I think I came around one person that's been a nudge in my side.
No one want to say him.
I'm not mentioning his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
He has a hockey podcast. He can't spell hockey. So,
nice. I like that. Yeah, I don't think he can spell hockey, actually. I don't think
he can spell his own name. But
I know. And not to mention who has a name with
his last name only has 4 letters. You can't spell that. But
make sure we know the end, respectfully. Let's finish your take, and then we're going to take a little break before we get into
like I said, it's been a long, great ride. At the end of the day, it's just I love doing what I'm doing. I got a great thing going now on the TikToking, and it's gotten huge. So when you are having, I won't give the exact numbers, but we have on a Black Friday, you're up past midnight into the midnight hours. Break still talking Eagles and Bears. It's still good.
I love that.
I'll be right back.
And absolutely, and Pat Bernard, we're gonna get ready to take a quick little minute break, and with the children here, and our little chirpy pucks, and we got Pat Bernard here. He'll be back in 1 second. We're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna get into our gut check segment, and we're super pumped up to be back. Really excited. Shouldn't take a minute break. We're gonna do our gut check segment, and then one of our final segment on the show before we get out of here. But make sure you follow Pat on Devereux Sports. I'll be putting that out there. And make sure you follow Chirping Pucks Podcast. We will be back in 1 minute. We're going to play just a quick little video from our last charity tournament that we had. CP Heroes, good friends. We have the showcase coming up. So an incredible little video that we have here. It's about a minute long, and then we'll be right back. So enjoy this little video, some highlights from that great nonprofit charity game that we have.
Preston and Steve.
Preston and Steve.
Of course, I take a sip right when we come back. That's a great video made by our good man, Dan Law. Incredible guy. That's with our YouTube crew. And the YouTube crew will be back for the showcase coming up as we debut the No Sad Bros team. Well, Pat, this is a treat to have you on here. And like I said, you're the man, the myth, the legend, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. But we're going to get a little icebreaker now. And boy, oh yeah, we know what that music means. It's time. Gut checked. One of our favorite segments, and this segment has been around since day one. 3 years ago, we launched Chirping Pucks Podcast, and here we are still this day. For you that don't know the segment, it's brought to you by Pro Edge Hockey Analytics. Man, these guys are absolutely crushing it, delivering great analytical observations of players through all different divisions. Pro Edge Hockey Analytics is going to be live at the showcase, playing and delivering great stuff for every player. Make sure you follow Pro Edge Hockey Analytics, our good man Brian, but we're going to get into it, man. 5 random questions. You don't know what they are. 5 random questions. First thing that comes to your mind, Pat Bernard. You don't have to go in any kind of explanation if no need. We're just going to hit it with a rapid fire, and we're going to get into our final segment. And these actually were helped by our host of the Two Brothers One Puck Podcast. Our good man Nick Davidson helped out a little bit with these bad boys. All right, brother, here we go. The first question we have is best flyer ever. What is it in your mind, your opinion?
Eric Lindros.
Eric Lindros. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Now, in the shorter terms, why do you say Eric Lindros?
I say Eric Lindros because, for me growing up, he was must-watch TV. He was the first flyer I was glued to. Everyone's going to go LeClaire. Nah, 88, he could hit, he could pass, he could score. He was the original, Ovechkin before Ovechkin.
Oh, hot taking cupcake. I like it. Well, let's keep on moving to number 2 here. I actually want to adjust this one real fast. I won't put it up on. No, yeah, hold on. Boom, real quick. Sorry, guys. Me remember. Boom. We'll save it. It's a hard knot life for us. Number 2, favorite media member of all time. Who is the one that kind of like that you always was like, man, that's the guy in the media that like I really look up to.
Media, if as far as media writer or just on sports radio.
We'll go writer.
Writer. Oh God. It's funny. I had him on. I gotta go Bill Meltzer.
God, I love Bill. HockeyHotStove.com.
I love him. Bill.
Podcast. Bill's absolutely incredible. I mean, Bill's the man. I mean, what more can I say? Bill and I, we got just a great guy all the way around. I agree. Bill was absolutely incredible.
Uncle
Bill.
I call him Uncle Bill because one day, not to go side top here, but so there was a Wings game at 1:00, and then at 3, and there was a Flyers game at 5. So between that, me and him, it was just me, him, and Mr. Hall, just chilling and just talking puck. It was great. Great.
He's a talker too, dude. He's an absolute talker. I love that. We love Bill Meltzer. HockeyHotStove.com. Make sure you check those guys out. All right, number 3. We got 2 more, buddy. We got 2 more. Here we go. Your favorite sports media moment.
Oh, dude, it's gotta be day one. Actually, it's actually got 2. One is one my first day covering covering the Wings and the Flyers coming in at 5:00. Brett Burns just walked right by me and getting ready to hit the ice. I'm like, this is awesome. This is pretty cool.
It's awesome, isn't it? I want to share mine. It's so special to me. I wrote my first article. I'll do the plug for them. Flyers Integrated with Jimmy Pascal. Get my first ever opportunity in the media, and I wrote my first ever article. It was called Drew, A Decade of Destruction. Paul just got his 800th point. This was prior to COVID. So down at the training facility, I was a fresh-faced journalist, little bow tie, and I remember being in the locker room, and the boys were in there, and I introduced myself to Claude, and he acknowledged my article that I wrote that was on Bleacher about him, and walked outside, cried, called my mom, and it was like the last Fanny fan moment that I think I've really ever had. But that was such an incredible experience. And, such a good friendship. Love that.
Yeah, and the second one I gotta have is again being in the at the link with ESPN at NCAA. So ESPN had their own little food, little food display. We had ours. We had our own little cafeteria, and I sat next to ESPN. I'm sure
they were very different between the ESPN food and what we got, because I know.
Well, they I'll tell you what. These cats
we're
who work for
grateful.
ESPN.
We're always grateful. The only thing I don't like is they take away the food too early at the Union game, and I know.
So I had nowhere to. So I sat right next to these ESPN cats, and they sold me. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning. They got cheesesteaks going, and they see me whipping out this big Italian sausage sandwich, and they're like, "You're going to eat that?" I said, "Watch I said, "They call me the gobbler." Wham! Just right down the guzzlers. And I got a moment that kind of went viral. Me making Paul Day cry. The gentleman at the time he was that coach, he got bumped up to the GM. But I asked him a question. He started crying. He went viral. I walked into the NCAA for the post game interviews. Like, hey, everyone in the room's like, hey, there goes the guy that made Paul Day cry. I was like, wow,
that's so great, dude. I love Pat Bernard. Let's the next one up. I love that. So listen. We're breaking records tonight. Pat's first time on the show. He's setting the tone, boys. Got to get a little accountability out there, boys. Got to get a little accountability. Number 4, dream interview, alive or passed on, either one.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for this.
That's what the good thing about gut check.
It's probably gonna have to be a wrestler I looked up to. Just trying to pick his mind. It would probably have to be it's someone like the Triple H's of the world. Just want to pick a pro wrestler I looked up to give that interview with, and trying to figure out what he does and what I've done, because I got all my friends, like every time like a WWE pay-per-view, I could call what's going to happen from head to toe. But I've been watching it, and they're like, "How'd you do that?" I said, "Just know how they think over there." But it's just great. I just would like to pick someone's mind from over there, see about directions and all that stuff.
Who was that? I must have missed. I heard who was it? Who was
Triple H? It'd be Triple H.
It's a good one. He's intimidating too. I mean, listen, he has great pipes too. I mean, he's very straight shooter. Yeah, he would be really cool to interview. I think for me personally, man, there's a couple. I'm trying to think of somebody I know that I would never have the opportunity to do. I think it'd be really, really cool to have sat down with I'm thinking Danbury, because I love the hockey aspect of it. With the whole Danbury Trashers, I get to know Tom Bappacello really well. He's a great interview. Any hockey, so tough. It really is difficult for me. I'm literally just trying to think of like the first one that comes to my mind of who I really wanted to interview. But I'll say this: my best friend Leo Smith, who played judge hockey with me. He passed away. Unfortunately, he was my best friend. He's the reason why I got to play hockey. I would love to have been years now down the road as adult sitting here interviewing him. So I think that definitely was it. Let's do our final one. I'll check our final one, and this is a good one. And then we're gonna transition and just do our little final topic, and we're gonna get out of here. Number 5, personal accomplishment. Your favorite personal accomplishment? No, actually, it's not your favorite. What is your personal accomplishment right now? What is one thing that you want to accomplish within? That is something that within the what you're doing with content, stuff like that. What is your number one accomplishment right now?
I just want to be just like I said, I just want to be known. I just want to be kind of take the old cliche from Rocky V. I just want to be a face from the old neighborhood. If I could feel like I've done something in this world, or if I can help somebody get to where they want to get to, because my 9 to 5 is me training people. So I like helping people accomplish their goals. So when I'm working on a couple of projects now, trying to help people accomplish their goals, and we've got some some looks this way. So, but for me personally, it's just what can I do to get to the next level as far as making me a commodity? How can I make this my living? And that's what I'm trying to get to right now. I think I've interviewed a lot of, like I said, I mentioned the Mikey Misses, Mike Missinelli's. I mentioned I've interviewed this guy and that guy, the third.
Jason, we love Jason.
Jason Martinez. I
love you, by the way. I love talking to him about you, dude. He absolutely loves you. Loves everything about you. And how can he not? One of the best in the biz.
That's my guy. And Uncle Bill. I've interviewed Jordan Hall with you. I've interviewed a lot of people. So but I'm not done yet. And now with me kind of being on my own, I plan to just grow the way I see fit.
The people are super pumped up that you're on your own, by the way. love that. I love that, and that's gut check. And I want to end it on a good note with something. And look at the time. I think that I never end it. This is a special kind of show, so we're doing things different. I've never ended this show on gut checked. We are going to end the show on gut check, but we're going to make sure that we plug all of Pat's stuff and where you can find him next. But I want to say one more thing. You want to talk about being known and people, helping out the neighbor and the old kid from the block. You are the dude. That is you. You are that right now, man. You are. I can't even call you a shining star because you're the whole sky, bro. Like, I'm so grateful to have been able to be, being a friend, but just watching what you do, dude. Like, I don't really watch a whole lot of podcasts. I check in and I support people, but I mean, dude, you're hysterical. You're so fun to watch. You give good content. Like, you engage with everybody that's there. Like, you're absolutely doing it the right way. And like we've talked about a couple of people within like that, it gets to their head and they think that they're top notch. Oh, we got all these sponsors. We got this. We got this. Okay, well, are you delivering a good product? You actually care about the people that are watching. Can you spell your last name like I'm like the other one? Do you see good talent within your brand and your network, or you just let them go? You're doing it the right way. You give everybody a good opportunity, and boy, are you just going to continue to strive, and you have me in your corner every step of the way, Pat Bernard.
I appreciate that. I really do. Same here, Frankie. I mean, listen, the way I see it, people don't look at hockey, soccer, lacrosse to be a top sport and I say no to that. I say, now look at where hockey is now. Now it's back on ESPN. It's a talk about conversation. If you talk about it, it'll come back to you. It's union soccer. People tell me for years it's dumb. Who's sports not really? I said I'll turn it into. I'll change that around. Same thing. Like people like you watch lacrosse. Why? I had a guy this morning. Should I check out lacrosse? I said, dude, it's hockey, basketball, and football all rolled into one. Go check out lacrosse.
I love that. I want to touch on real quick something, Pat. There's something I dissected certain things, and it's hot on my mind. What I took from what you just said is the fact that somebody came to you, Pat. Somebody came to you and said, "Hey, should I check out lacrosse? What do you think?" It just shows right there, and you may not even think about this. People value your sports opinion. You're the gobbler. You give it to them straight, goblin or not. Like people are coming to you for perspective, and that's something that not a lot of people do. They always, and it's okay to have your own opinion and stuff like that. But if Pat Bernard's a big sports guy, let me get his input on this. I mean, that says it all right there. I think
it's funny you said that because another Northeast bigwig. It was their first time covering the Philadelphia Wings last year. She was like the representative. She came to me and asked me who's the good players, who's this, I had to, and I'm saying to myself, I was just listening to you on the radio like 2 years ago, and here you are coming to me. It's funny how life works sometimes. And in December, here I am standing next to her. I'm like, I've watched you on TV. Here you are.
I know
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
remember when she first got in.
Yeah, man. So again, a couple of great Northeast people. Like I said, and that's what I'm proud of. That's you. Of course, the great. I don't know. I'm kind of getting sidetracked, but you, Natalie Aganoff, Mark. What's his name? Mark Zumoff.
Zeus. A lot of good ones, man. Jordan. You get to have Jordan Hall on, which was a great interview, and you've given me opportunities too, Pat. Like I've never been one. Like. You've done that for me, and this comes from a guy that gives a lot of people opportunities, and you're in the same circle with me. You gave me an opportunity to get on there with Jordan and plug the event, and I think that's incredible. And we're winding down here. We're gonna give Pat the floor, just kind of plug what's next for him, where his next show is gonna be. But I just gotta say one more little assessment, dude. Keep doing it, keep crushing it. You are doing incredible. You're doing it the right way. Don't change that light, brother, because listen, you're going to leave them behind, man, and I'll be right there with you every step of the way. Pat Bernard, where can we find you next, my friend? What is coming up next for you? And make sure you plug all those delicious channels that we got going, and we're going to get out of here.
Very delicious, very delicious. But it's Friday night. It's Pat After Dark. So make sure you – thanks, Joey. It's again, just midnight, Philadelphia Sport. I'll be on my TikToking. I'll be on my I'll be on the Stream Punk Pennsylvania YouTube channel, and I'm going to for sure get my Devereux Sports page up and running because that's where it'll start for me. So, like I said, that's where I'll be going, and that's where you get to catch me. You catch me again Friday nights at midnight. You catch me Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Or you could catch me if you're up, if you are, if
outside.
you're up,
How about that?
catch me outside. But 4 a.m. Wednesdays, if you're up, I call it the early bird because just like this morning, I got over 2,200 likes on the show. So there's, hey, listen, the vampires need to have a conversation too. So I'll hang out with them.
Oh, listen, we love our vampires. The one and only, the wonderful. Pat Bernard, everybody, absolutely love them. Super pumped up to have them on here, and then that's going to do it for us, man. What a quick show! 50 minutes in, we are back. Chirping Pucks Monday. The boys will be back with 2 bars, 1 puck. They're actually at the playoff game right now, but we'll have all PB's links in the show when we upload it. Incredible job as always. Make sure you follow us on social media, Chirping Pucks Podcast, Chirping Pucks Media. Super pumped up, and we're doing something different today. The first ever, a new segment that we're going to offer out is the fan of the night, our chirper of the night. The comment's been blowing up, and we're going to do our chirper of the night, and that is going to be the one and only Joe Howe. Joe Howe wins it, everybody. Joe Howe is our chirper of the night. Joe Howe, reach out to me. We are going to send you, we're going to give you a good gift, dude. We're going to hook you up. We got the showcase coming up. We're going to hook you up with an official Chirping Pucks hockey jersey. Oh, baby. You see the red. You see my profile picture. A nice little Chirping Pucks Hockey Club jersey, courtesy of Chirping Pucks Podcast. Love you. Joe Howe's a great fan. Great guy. He's been chirping down there. His fingers are up in the floor, man. He's down there. Absolutely. So, make sure you reach out to me. Thank you so much, everybody. We just an incredible time, and we're super happy to be here. Make sure you follow Pat Bernard, and we'll see you next week.
Hey guys, Frankie James with Chirping Pucks Podcast.
I mean, I don't know what he's got going on.